Hey guys, this is Megan with Thousand Generation Farms. Today, we are actually going to kind of go through the process of taking down our goat fence. You may be asking, why are you taking it down? You know, it's basically spring. Aren't you going to put the goats out to pasture? And we are. But last year, kind of funny story, I put up the fence when I had a day off. Joseph was not, he wasn't able to help me because he was at work, and it seemed like we had so many issues with the goats getting out. So we're thinking that maybe we just need a better fence. That was probably like the first year in a while that we've had to actually put our goats back pinned up by the barn like early, because they were just getting out like all the time, and they would get on the road, they would eat our soybeans or go into the cornfield, and it was just a mess. And so we are taking down the existing fence, which is just an electric fence, not a big deal. Some T-posts and then electric fence posts. And then we are going to actually make a plan of how to make the new fence. We're going to make part of it permanent, just so that, we don't have to put as much up every year, because usually we do take a lot of it down for the winter, of course, so that it doesn't weather and stuff, and it's just less maintenance that way anyways. So we are gonna put up some permanent fence, and then some of it will still be just electric wire fence that we can take down every year. But anyways, won't you come farming with us? So if you look over here, these are our electric fence posts. I'll try and find one that's in good condition, because a lot of times, like if you can see this one, so it has two insulators, and that's where the electric fence goes on. We put two wires up, and it's kind of bent. That's just because like trying to get them out of the ground isn't always easy. So it would be good if we went back and kind of straighten these out, and some of them we'll try and do that. Some of them, you almost have to just not use anymore. But so I took like all of these out. There's still maybe like 10 to 15 around the perimeter that need to be picked up. I took them all out, but so I actually took all of those posts out, but on that day it was super muddy, and there was still a lot of snow like around those posts. So I ended up like just pulling 5 or 6 at a time, laying them by the T-post, which is usually the corners, and then I'm just letting them there, because since there's so many, we weren't going to drive around that at all, and I wasn't going to get the four-wheeler out because it would get super muddy. Hops is relieving herself, as you can tell. Anyways, I might cut that out. So I need to pick up those still. And most of the wires are still on, like hooked to the T-posts around the perimeter. Joseph did take off the two that were like right up against the road, just in case like the road maintainer came by. We didn't want him to get caught in that, or, cut our wires. Definitely have had that happen, not by the road maintainer, but by me. Like, along our house, kind of, we had some wires last year, I think, and I don't know if I had started mowing already or what, but the goats weren't out yet, and I ended up getting one of the wires that was like laying on the ground, like caught in the mower, and wasn't bad for the mower, but the wire got all chopped up, and it was not good. And of course that doesn't save you money, because then you gotta buy more wire, or it doesn't save you time, because then you gotta put more wire up. So we want to avoid that. So anyways, got my trusty partner Bullet here. Hey Bullet, it's you girl. And Silas. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to start on. I actually started a couple days ago just walking around the perimeter of the fence and taking out the electric fence posts. I've left the T-posts just because you almost need a chain sometimes to get those out, unless the ground is, unless the ground doesn't have unless the ground's pretty soft, which a couple weeks ago it was like negative 30 degrees. So I believe that, you know, the frost is probably gone from the ground, but I'm just starting easiest thing first, right? So I'll show you kind of what I did here real quick. So last fall, I actually started taking this fence down, which is probably the best time to do it. That's normal. But instead of putting it on the spool, I rolled it up like this. And this is a big no-no. Like, of course this works, but it is a mess to get this wire undone. So I had like three rolls like this. I think we unrolled 2, and this might be the last one. I'm not sure. But I'm going to work on unrolling this and just kind of show you guys how I do that. So here's the end of my wire. I'm actually going to show you guys how to basically connect this to the wire on the spool. It's called a splice. You may already know what that is, but if you don't, then we're going to learn right now. So I'll try and do this. I take my spool, and as you can see right here, the wire ends, and I tucked it in. So it's crimped together, it's connected. I'm gonna basically twist this end around here, twist that end around there, and then it'll be connected. And you can see, like, sorry, my hair's in the way. This is a splice, but that'll connect it to the rest of the reel. So kind of like what I was showing you before, where I'm gonna start is taking these insulators off. As you can see, there's a short wire on this end, and I'll kind of show you in another video where we actually make the new goat fence how this all works. But I'm going to take this off of this newer wire, and I have 2 more insulators and then a black one there, if you can see it. I'm going to start by doing that. Okay, as you can see, I got all the insulators off. They're actually laying over there, and the dogs are just being hysterical with the goats because they like to pick fights. What I've been doing here, I'll try and do this one-handed. I've been tying the end around the fence on the bin, so it's, you know, a little sturdy. And then I am going to unwind this all, and then we will get the spool out and put it on the spool, and that will make it a lot easier to put the new fence up. And Joseph Lee must be doing something with hay. He's got the bale fork on. It is so beautiful out, guys. Like, praise the Lord for the beautiful weather. So, I don't know if you can see this, but right here is the wire. Oops, now and it goes way out, like here somewhere. Anyways, but I'm gonna roll it up on this spool here. As you can tell, we already have some of the thicker wire on here. This wire that I'm rolling up right now, though, is a lot thinner, so it'll be a little easier. So, as you can see, I got that one all rolled up, not too bad. You can see some of these like thicker wires, they're just kind of goofy. When you splice wire, it's not always straight, but that's okay, it works great. So got that one done. So it's getting kind of dark out, not really, but the sun is going down. So I'm just gonna do 2 more wires tonight. I'll show you where they are. They're actually right here, but this is the side that is just a little snowy and wet. As I was telling you earlier, it's the north side of our property, but we have like, I mean, if I get this one done, I'll probably be about half done. And really, if I just focus on this in an evening, I could probably get it all done in an hour. So maybe tomorrow we'll do that, but here it goes. So as you can see, here are our 2 wires. They go down to that T-post and then to the T-post on the road. You can't really see the T-post. But we are going to pick these up quick. As I said, all of our electric fence posts are picked up already, so that's nice. This shouldn't take us too long. Hey guys, so this is day 2 of taking down the fence, the goat fence. The last time I showed you what we were doing, it was kind of getting dark, and so we just basically have like 2 sides of the perimeter left. I think we're gonna make sure to just get one done tonight, but I'm just gonna basically finish this video up with what we're doing tonight, and then hopefully next we'll be putting goat fence up. Okay, so if you guys see this wire here, sorry it's not focusing, you can have it back. We have a T-post like way down there. For harvest, we had to take this fence down because it goes all the way this way. And so we just like basically found the wires, and now we're uncrossing the top and bottom, and then we're going to wind them up. As you guys can tell, this spool that was empty before, and it has the top and bottom wires for the fence that was going that way, and then it stopped here. We actually had a fence like going down the middle. You can kind of see the grass line. And so now we're going to take these, get it from there, and then we have, wait, sorry, my camera is not focusing. We have like going down that way, kind of to where our garden is. So we're gonna do that really quick. I mean, seriously, like when Joseph is helping me, it takes like 10 minutes to get like one edge of the perimeter done. So moral of that story, have someone help you. I remember, anyways, and like the goats were getting, I don't know what I was gonna say. I ended up taking some electric fence posts up to the barn while Joseph kind of finished up this second wire on this last fence, just because then I fed the goats and the cows because they were kind of getting antsy. They start bellowing around this time, but they're not fed yet. So fed them, and so now we're gonna finish up the fence, and then we'll give them hay, and then they'll be good, and then we'll probably go in. So what Joseph's doing is we decided that the top wire of this was spliced way too much, and a lot of it was really old and rusty, so he's just gonna throw that part away. It's really not that long of a piece, so not too worried about it. And when you make fence like every year and it's up most of the year, you have to invest in it a little bit, and then you have to throw some of it away, and that's just how it goes. And that's good. It helps keep the animals in better, so hopefully we'll